welcome everybody back to the channel and to the stream. My apologies for the rough start, but we will get there for you. We are developing some amazing tools here for VR driving and VR drivers, and it's just taking us a little bit of time to get everything together. But welcome to Scabby, welcome to Jailhouse Chris, and to Pat Finn as well. I've driven with all of these guys, and it's great to have you with us. I'm hoping that we're going to have somebody on track for us momentarily. That's the plan anyway. So we will have something. Thank you, Scabby, for liking the video already. I haven't done anything yet, but I appreciate the support, of course. I will talk you through the standings as soon as I have them from qualifying. Our race director today is going to send them that way, send them my way, as Twinkle Toe says, "Go Dirtbag Larry," and I think Twinkle Toe is tuning in from holiday. So if so, then thank you very much for doing so. Great to have everybody with us, and thank you so much to our sponsors, Yamplact Interiors, to Bro Cargo, to Delesi, to Mega Transport, to our fantastic Kimmy's racing team as well. And we're just waiting on that safety car coming out. Here he comes, and it's great to have him with us, and we're going to be able to watch that. And of course, the Bugstein Transport Service, and the safety cars come back in, unfortunately, immediately. Not forgetting Coach Dave Academy, and all the support that our sponsors give us to allow us to go racing. Do take part in the chat in today as much as possible, and I would love to see. We're bringing in our actual tame racing driver, Mr. Ben Cox, and he's going to be giving us the benefit of his wisdom and what he can see on track, as much as he possibly can, and it's going to be fantastic to have him with us. Ben Cox is an accomplished Formula 4. United Formula 4 driver here in the UK, and it's going to be fantastic to see. As Vader says, it's going to be more entertaining than F1, but that is a low bar, Vader, but I will hope that we can definitely jump over that very low bar today. I hope everyone hasn't had enough of racing cars at the moment, but oh good grief, I keep juggling these these keyboards. So I'm trying to communicate with several people at once. Some people over chat, some people over my phone. But okay, it's no problem. So we were hoping to get you some trackside action, but unfortunately it's not to be right now. But we'll do our best for you. So it's great to have everybody back. Biggerwood's here as well, and he's going to be watching as well. Yeah, like I say, just receiving messages left, right and centre while I'm live on stream at the moment. There is Mr. Ben Cox Racing. Make sure, please, the first thing you do while you wait for the qualifying standings to come through, please get yourself out onto Ben Cox Racing and subscribe to the channel. Follow him on socials and give him as much support as you possibly can. He's making some really cool content, and I know that so many people interested in sim racing are here specifically because they love motorsport, and here is a real racing driver for you to help us as well. Let's go back to our standings then, because we'll pretend for the sake of argument that this is the brand new stream and this is how things are starting are going to be for us. So after one race, Dummy leads the championship by 4 points ahead of Flash, Zumroom, or Bijan as he is known in here. Then we've got Komakopa in 4th place, Senor Fak in 5th, followed by the Kimmy's Racing Team drivers Tequila Monkey and Red. Tequila replaced by Aya today, not for bad behaviour, but because he's out enjoying a well-earned vacation. So Tequila Monkey, hopefully he will watch this later, and he will be cheering on Aya, I'm sure. Red behind Tequila at the moment. We've got Funny in that on 6 points with Uncle Pants behind him, Sock. Then comes Mappy, the first of the Coach Dave Academy drivers, ahead of Dinosaur and Dirtbag Larry. Phil has yet to score, But in the Teams Championship, this is just for this division, this team standings. We will do a combined team standings for you all as well. But Mega lead on 21 points ahead of Jamplacht on 19, and Buckstein on 19 points. Delesi have 17 as well as Kimmy's, and then we have Brokaga and Coach Dave not far behind. So waiting to get us our grid order. I think that is what is being populated on screen at the moment. Everyone checking in, and the grid will be set very, very soon for you. I'm just keeping my eye on the lobby. But as I say, we have an hour of racing around Watkins Glen coming up for you. At the moment, I'm looking at a 2.1 meters per second northeasterly wind, and I'll just see if we've got, if I can see any weather on the radar. We are kind of expecting fairly cloudy, fairly overcast weather. It is spring in New York State, so it's not been the best of starts to the year for the weather. Weather goes. It is cloudy and chilly today. It's an afternoon race. We have 4 times time elapsing coming on for you. So we shall get that to you momentarily. I'll leave this up on screen while there's nothing to see in the lobby, and then hopefully we'll be ready to race momentarily. We've got Red in the driver chat saying hi, Dad. I'm sure his dad is watching, but I think he meant to type that somewhere else. Here we go then. Dummy was the fastest driver. He has a 1 minute 45. I'll do my best. I don't know. I just wonder whether I can. Can I just copy that? Is there any way I can just copy that and then paste it over here? Is that going to happen? It's not, is it? That's a shame. Okay, so the fastest driver in qualifying was Dummy, leading the championship as well, a 1:45.324, ahead of Flash, a 45.492. Arya switching codes into the GT3 off the Super Formula, has managed the 3rd fastest time, a 46.2. Yes, 9/10 of a second away from Dummy, but amazing to come in and be that quick that soon. Senor Fak has a 46.250, missing out on 3rd place by 4 thousandths of a second, and Sock on a 46.4. Dinosaur also on a 46.4, much better from him if he can string together a good race today. And Mappy has a 46.5. Red 46.5 as well. Bijan ahead of Dirtbag, ahead of Nicky Lauda and Reeve. Reeve I'm unfamiliar with. And then Uncle Pants and Komakopa last. So Komakopa's laps just not happening for our VR driver, our Brokaga VR driver today, sadly. But I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunity to move forward throughout the course of this race. But yeah, that's where things stand at the moment. I will try and get that on screen for you, but I don't want to take up too much time messing around and actually miss the start of the race, which would be one of the more embarrassing things to happen. We have a 1 minute countdown for the race. Dummy ahead of Flash, Arya, Senor Fak, and then Sock, Dinosaur, Mappy, Red, Bijan, Dirtbag, Nicky Lauda, Reeve, Uncle Pants and Komakopa. So that is how things stand. Okay, well, I'm pretty good. I know that everybody else is champing at the bit. It's been a long old wait to get racing, but hopefully we will be there very, very soon for you. So, I've done it again. I'm trying to type to race director. Yeah, that's I keep using the wrong keyboard. I mentioned earlier I've got 2 keyboards on the go here. I feel like I'm an organ player, trying to make sense of this one. We have got the countdown for our race. We are going to watch. We're going to watch Komakopa in the picture-in-picture on the bottom right of the screen, because I know his YouTube channel. Let's get ourselves our screen set up for you. Let's get everything ready to race, and we will get ourselves ready for you. This is the front row then. Dummy ahead of Flash, with Arya in 3rd and Senor Fak in 4th. Sock and Dinosaur on row 3. It's 5 red lights, and it's dropped the clutch and go, go, go. And how about Arya start with Dummy bogging down, Flash and Arya splitting. down each side, but Arya had an amazing launch up there. Flash goes ahead, goes up against Dummy. They fight over real estate on that exit curb, and Dummy holding on just about, keeping 2 wheels on that curb, and they will continue to fight hammer and tongs all the way through the S section, as do the rest of the drivers running on the rest of this early part of the first lap. Flash versus Dummy are less than 1/10 of a second apart. Arya is slowed towards the bus stop, and Flash claiming the entry to the corner. Great start from Arya, medium start from Flash. Dummy with a bit of a nightmare start himself. Senor Fak with the Delesi car, the Porsche early on, getting a good wow, going down the inside was Dummy on Flash. That was certainly no love lost there. Medium tyres on Dummy. He doesn't want to get caught behind a hard tyre running car, as Bijan goes the long way around the outside of the toe of the boot, and he's also on the medium tyres. Dinosaur following back behind as Bijan gets a little bit sideways coming out of the toe there, and then we've got Senor Fak in that 4th place in the Delesi car. Little look from Dinosaur down the inside. We've got Team Mega running P2 and P6 at this stage, the best of the teams at this stage, as Senor Fak comes in towards the back of the knee here, and they run Arya, Dummy, Flash, Senor Fak, Bijan, and the drivers just organising themselves, getting themselves sorted out here, and I can go back to the start of the race momentarily in a moment here to run, but side by side go Mappy and P. Reeve is that. There is Mappy on the inside. Komakopa getting the nod, starting at the back and doing a fantastic job away from here. Let's go back to the start of the race then, as they file through, running just off board. This is Komakopa's restart. It looks like a very, very busy racetrack indeed. He had to feather the throttle as he comes through the S's, runs through, picks up the toe, and then what else is happening up ahead of him? As behind him we've got his teammate, and again it's another race where it's not easy being green, as the Bro Kargas have struggled away from the race, running in, and it's then just everybody picking different lines through the corner, but Komakopa smooth as you like, and continuing to run then, and back to live action we go, as Komakopa at the back of the grid, up to 10th position. Here is Arya on the hard tyres. What a launch he made on hard tyres, no less. Absolutely incredible. The Lexus behind him of Dummy, and the championship lead, the fastest driver in the first race, continues to fight hard, as Bijan is right there on the outside of Senor Fak, holding on then. Flash then struggling on the hard tyres, and then he's being swamped by medium tyre runners. We've got Dinosaur around the outside here. It's not a great line into the heel of the boot, but he's doing a great job so far. P7, and holding on and staying onto the racing line for the moment. That was Senor Fak getting very, very close to the wall, if not actually touching the wall. Let's have a look as he comes through this left-hander. Oh, that's the problem. He was caught out by the Buckstein Transport Service car, braking early, and everybody out on the muck and the dirt, but no, not quite contacting the wall, thankfully for him. At the head of the field, Arya versus Dummy continues, and Arya on the hard tyres. Everybody is absolutely loving this. Look at this for Arya with his start, but everyone's saying, I know, well, Vader's saying the Ferrari starts well, but on the hard tyres, that was something else. That was all reaction time. That was perfect launch. And Flash is defending from Bijan. Now Flash likes this inside line up against Bijan, as Dummy has gone into the lead through the S's as they brake heavily down into the bus stop. Dummy takes the lead. Bijan makes contact with the back of Flash, who won't be best pleased to see and feel that happening. And Flash will lose out positions now to both the Buckstein car and the Delesi car. Flash will hold on down into the next corner, but I think that Senor Fak has got the overlap, has managed to get that position, and then it becomes the inside line for the next corner. Flash trying to steal that inside line as the Coach Dave driver, Dirtbag Larry, having a much better race of things at the start of this one, manages to get a good run coming on out of the toe, and Dummy with the lead ahead of Arya, and then following them through Bijan, Senor Fak and Flash Dirtbag Larry on the back of this one. Dinosaur not letting them get away. What fantastic pack racing we have for you here. With different tyre strategies at this early stage of what I anticipate to be at least a 2-stop race. Lights to flag. Nicky Lauda in 8th place for Buckstein. We've got Komakopa settling into that 9th position now. And on the medium tyres, he'll be switching, I'm sure, to the softs, to the hards later on. The required tyre types are the hard and the medium, but after they've used both of those, it is free choice. So whatever works for them. Sock is in 11th, again running better than he did in the previous race. P-Reeve in 12th. Red is down in 13th at the moment, and with some work to do to get back on terms with the leaders, and Uncle Pants at the back of the grid. But what a great start eventually. A good lap 2 and 3, I think, from Dummy. And as they come down towards that bus stop section, that was Senor Fak having a look at Bijan, who didn't take any of those hints and go offline. Flash is able to pick a better line on his own with a small gap behind him this time round as he runs through. And there you have Ben Cox. Impressive start. He's impressed already, and he's impressed by Aya, which is great. Thriving compared to Flash on the same tyre. And I mean, that Lamborghini is not a bad car to drive. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's not a bad one. Yeah, Aya absolutely at one with that Ferrari. Really, really good to see. Hi to Ashley, hi to Vader. I think I've said hello to everybody else, but good to have you all with us here for the race today. I'm so glad that you were patient and stuck with it. And there you have Dirtbag Larry chasing down. That is a glorious looking car, even in this low light. There you can see the grass just kicking up on the exit of the back of the knee position here. It's only lap 4. And man, we have been having a great run here, and that is Flash still defending hard, still struggling here. Flash's deficit now 2.3 seconds back to P4, and this is a whole world of pain for our amazing A+ rated driver Flash, who in the thick of battle is having certainly not an easy day of it. Interesting to see the Lamborghini has the windshield wiper marked at a diagonal position there. You either see them dead flat or you see them vertical. You hardly ever see them in that position on race cars. I think we've got some action going on. Bijan versus Aya. Now Aya is defending hard. Aya on the hard tyres is into a difficult phase now. He's been dropped by Dummy some 1.9 seconds, and now he's into that phase that where the medium tyres are absolutely glorious for the drivers, and those hards are struggling. But full tanks of fuel for the drivers when they started this race, so they're all on equal quantities of fuel. This is Bijan trying to find a different way through the corner. I think outbraking himself rather than trying to go through. Sandra saying, I was writing through Aya's account, I was wondering why Aya was able to praise himself there. But yes, in excitement, Sandra starts typing in the wrong account. But that's okay. I was pretty sure I knew who it was. Aya is defending though. Defending heavily at this stage, and this does look like it's a matter of time really. We're on board with Bijan as we go into the series of very fast flowing corners which are going to amplify the problems with the hard tyre. So Aya just needs to try to avoid not over driving the car. That's going to be the real challenge for him, and he pulls to the side, just to the middle of the track there. The Porsche behind following us in our wheel tracks on board as we are with the Nismo. At this point, out of the first turn, that's the one of the most crucial turns on this circuit for lining up a good lap and a good rhythm. As you can see, Senor Fat getting the better of Bijan that time round. Here they come then. Oh, that is very, very slow then from Aya out of the previous corner. So Aya having to defend into the bus stop. This could get very, very difficult for everybody. Aya managing to take that line away and take the apexes. And I did have to back away from the screen slightly there. That was a frightening moment as Senor Fak has kind of lost out as a result of following so closely behind the Nismo. And here he is on board the Porsche Delesi. Worth noting for Comacopa, who is your driver picture-in-picture, that he's racing in VR, which is why you get that high sense of motion. But he also usually drives a Porsche. And he's sitting in a very new to him Toyota Supra, so a very different beast. And he was driving a Porsche just earlier on today. So there we go. The people are hinting that they might interfere with their partners who are driving currently in return for points. That's less said about that the better, I think, at this stage. And that is Dinosaur then in 7th place. Niki Lauda is in 8th. We've got Comacopa there in the 9th position. He's on the medium tyres, running very wide. That might pick up a penalty. And the other thing you've got to be really careful of is pit entry discipline here. You are used to taking the corner much faster than you normally do when you have to pit, and you cannot touch that yellow line. It's not even going over the line. It's about not even touching the line. Dummy has a 3.7 second lead as Aya is forming the trolley train, and I think now will be passed possibly by Bijan. Certainly passed on the road, and so is the Porsche looking to get through here. And it's going to be nip and tuck between the two of them, but Aya slotting in patiently. And yeah, as I said, not enjoying this hard tyre stint. Let's see what happens when they change tyre though. And at the end of this hard tyre stint, presumably they'll be in a much better place. But I'm anticipating using the hards probably just the one time today, and then going for 2 medium stints. So getting that pain out of the way. Aya and Flash both taking the same decision. Dirtbag Larry has managed to clear Flash just about. Let's see if I can find that in the replay buffer. I'm not convinced. No, it was too long ago, unfortunately. There it was. Dirtbag Larry then, as you can see, still got really close racing after 13 minutes here. I wonder if, I'm sure that Sandra has helped Aya to race day poutine, as they often do, but that's poutine weekly at this stage. At this stage, so that is going to be a difficulty. Sandra, you have to update us on race day fueling for Aya. This is Senor Fak moving right around behind the Ferrari. Can he get on the brakes late enough to get into turn 1 nicely? Well, they'll go side by side. Aya still with just a tiny amount of the car ahead, but Senor Fak able to take a tighter line thanks to those medium tyres, even in the state that they're in right now. And Aya has had to drop down to 4th place, but what a great start that was, right out from the line. But unfortunately, physics have taken over, and he just can't seem to catch enough of a run to hold off the approaching cars from behind. He'll be hoping though that the medium tyre stint is over very soon, and certainly well ahead of Dirtbag Larry catching him from behind at this stage. Dummy leads now from Bijan on screen, with Senor Fak for the Lessie in 3rd place. Aya for Kimmy's Racing Team running 4th now, and the highest placed hard tyre starter. And as they go through, we can perhaps follow Aya and see where those medium tyres are actually better. I think this is the kind of view that Mr. Ben Cox will be enjoying. Aya will be hoping that this move turns into some sort of contact between the two. Bijan very wide there, I think tempted into braking much later because the Delesi car was coming up behind. This could be absolutely perfect for Aya. He tries to go down the inside, but ultimately, no, much better drive for the Delesi Porsche on the medium tyres at this stage. And Bijan, it seems, is struggling in the Nismo, and now he's put the hazards on to indicate, and that's very generous of him, and great presence of mind to indicate that he is now pitting. And now look, Aya has got a bit of an advantage here. So the first pitter off the medium tyres is the somewhat heavyweight Nissan GTR. And running then out, Aya not using the full extent of the curb on exit of turn 1, and giving up perhaps a tenth or two as a result, but not feeling the confidence to push on the tyre. Dummy leads by some 6.5 seconds. And we've got Copa pitting right now onto a new set of tyres, picture in picture. So Ben Cox saying, I'm more used to the cockpit cam from real experience. Of course, yeah. I'll try and stick with that for you then. But you've got Copa you can follow, of course, the entire race long, which is great to see. And that will be as close as you like to real racing. Hate using the word real, but track racing anyway, because the head movement is the closest corollary that is possible, I think, to achieve. There you can see the wings. It's not Aston Martin wings on the helmet of Aya's helmet. It is wings from his former team, Azul Racing. As he checks his mirrors, how close is Flash getting now that Bijan has exited this, and Flash has got back ahead of Dirtbag Larry. So again, have a look, see if we can find out when that happened. Again, no. So another swap of position that happened off screen momentarily. I'm trying to keep my eye on these drivers, but Flash is getting some speed now in the Lamborghini. He's gone gentle on those tyres early. Into the pits comes Senor Fack. Is that Flash coming in off the hard tyre as well? It is, but he's just tripped over the pit lane entry line. It would not surprise me if he now has a problem with a time penalty to pay as he comes out of the pits. It looked like there was a tyre over the line. We shall have to wait and see though, as Dummy leads by 8.1 seconds. Aya has plenty of fuel on board. We'll be hoping to continue using these hard tyres for as long as possible here. I think make sure that he can split the remainder of the race into two nice, easy to manage medium tyre stints. So I think getting through to probably 35 minutes to go is probably a good aim, but it might be a bit extreme. But yeah, maybe dividing the race neatly into 3 portions is the best way there. So Chasing TV can work well for analysis, he says. Excellent. Okay, good stuff. I'm glad to see from Ben. Pat is cheering on Dummy. Teammates in the Mega Transport team. I, of course, am completely neutral today, so my Team Mega hat has been hidden for the day, and I'm back on the mic. We've got Nicky Lauda, who's been promoted up to 3rd place. Another driver on the hard tyre. He has really used that front left, though. That's pretty alarming. And he is not able to turn right at all. So that is becoming very problematic. I think that limited tyre is now going to force him to make an earlier than scheduled pit stop. We shall have to wait for him to pass the next corner before we see. And he's still struggling. He may even struggle to turn into the pit lane. Let's have a look. In we go. Well, he's just about got the speed down. Let's have a look at Flash. Has he got a penalty, or did he actually calculate that? Well, if he did have a penalty, he has paid it. It is gone already. Thanks to Dylan Churchill there. That's very kind of you. Tips are open, by the way. just to say, hit the thanks button. And across the line they go. I'm not sure what 2K means, Pat. Do you mean to pay? I don't know. Red in the Kimmers Racing Team car manages to get ahead of Dummy, who pits and comes out of the pit lane. Now he's going to take the hard tyre pain and go as long as he can, and he gets out ahead of Flash, who is now on the medium tyre. So Flash will enjoy this one, I'm sure. Enjoy the chase after something of a difficult first phase of the race. Let's see. This is the main championship fight after round 1 only. Is between Dummy and Flash, so they will definitely enjoy drawing swords and trying to get one up on each other here. They absolutely has to have. My text to speech isn't Canadian enough. I'm not using text to speech. I'm trying to read. That's all. It's not a. You're gonna have to tell me what a toque is, or a toque, a winter hat. Thank you. Okay. I thought it was you mistyped toupee. Flash, gaining. Dummy loves New York apparently, so he's got the New York skyline on his car as the option. You'll see on Dinosaurs, you'll see a dinosaur on that one. Now shaping to the inside, late on the brakes. That was coming from quite a long way back. Let's maybe have a look at that from the chase camera view and see if that move was actually was genuinely on. Here we go. It was coming from quite a way back. He turns into the apex. Well, he had his axle level, I suppose, but close one, and then just coming into contact. That is a car just pitting. That is, I think, red in the Kimmy's Racing Team car. And Flash goes through into P3. Game sound has gone, says Biggerwood. I'm getting it just fine. Really? Game sound has gone. You are very sensitive to game sound, I must say. Yeah. No, confirm. Okay, I'll just try muting and re-switching. Let's try that for you. My apologies. Has that worked? Please confirm. Arya leads P-Reeve at this stage, and there they are ahead of Flash, using lots of entry curb through there, and running beautifully. I wonder if my my capture card has got a bit too hot today to give you the sound. But yeah, give me some confirmation. I tried a mute and switch on. I'm not quite sure what else I can do for you. It's not the same without the vroom vroom. Still not working. Okay, my apologies. Let me see. I can probably get you some Arya some Komakopa vroom vroom if all else fails. But yeah, I've got sound just fine. So I'm struggling to understand that one. Another new error for us. Let me just open up my sound options and see what's happening. No, I'm missing Flash versus P-Reeve here. Flash with a good overtake. P-Reeve on the old tyres, and finally Arya now pits with 37.55 to go. So has managed to make those last beautifully. Just start making engine sounds. I think you should make your own sounds for me. So let me I'll try and turn it right up and then turn it down again, turn it off and back on again. That's about the best thing I can do at this stage. P-Reeve into the pits. Flash takes over the lead of the race. Arya in the pits with P-Reeve at the same time, and that is Dummy chasing him down then. I'm going to have to ask you to make your own vroom vroom sounds. Yes, absolutely. Please do continue to make all the sounds that you possibly can. Best I can try is to turn the screen off and back on again and see if that does it. But you'll just lose the screen for a moment. Give me a second. Okay, that's the last thing I can look at. I'm just catching up with Ben Cox, who said it was a late and spicy move, but no harm done. So fair play to both Flash and Dummy. He doesn't mind a little bit of entanglement, especially in GT3s. I think if you're in a single seater, that might have been a different situation. Am I right? But Bijan is just ahead of Sok at the moment. Bijan on the defensive. This is Sok in the Jan Placht Interior Lamborghini. So let me know if the sound has come back with the screen or not. Still, I'm guessing it still hasn't. Dylan Churchill says Komakopa spins. Let's have a look, see if I can't find that. As we said, Komakopa was struggling. Is this him? I want to say it is, but I may be too late. So this is, yeah, he has got damage front of the car, unfortunately. So front of the car is damaged for Komakopa. There he is. I guess 10th, and 10th was correct. No sound still. My apologies. Okay, well, let's get you some Komakopa sound then, at very least, and hopefully you can have some sort of atmosphere running here. And the screen's gone off again. Yeah, I think my capture card is dead. Essentially, it just doesn't want to cope with this much going on at once. There you go, it's back. All right, so back to the action then. Let's get back focused. And Flash is 2.6 seconds ahead of Dummy. It's back because I've turned on Komakopa's, I think. I don't think you've got game sound. But anyway, Dummy is in second place. We've got Bijan some 4.9 seconds away, but only half a second in front of Sok, who is running the medium tyres at this stage. Senor Fak in the Porsche is ahead of former leader Aya here, guest driving for the team, and it's not a bad idea to have a guest driver the quality of Aya ready in the wings when you have a GT driver out of action. Niki Lauda right behind him, and we've got some fantastic close racing, and we've got a blue flag coming up here for somebody on track. So we already have a lapped vehicle happening. I think no, it's not. It's not Senior Fact. I thought it was maybe Sock, but it's not, because they are still very much locked together. I'd be surprised if that is a genuine blue flag. I think that might be a mistake by the marshals for a moment there. But Vrooms, yeah, okay. Yes, indeed. You should have. I think the sound is essentially Arya's engine note, Kamakopa's engine note. That's what you're getting. Sock is very close here. Let's ride on board with Sock as he looks for an opportunity down the inside of the Buckstein Transport Service Nismo. Getting a really good line through there. Oh, they go door to door, wheel to wheel. And a great completed manoeuvre, I think, that it will be for the Lamborghini ahead of the Nissan. Great stuff. So running through there. Kamakopa with the blue flag is what's being asked here. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about this situation. He's usually much better than to be lapped at this stage. Lap 15 at almost the halfway point of the race. Very impressed with Sock today in the Lamborghini. This is really turning what was a poor start to the season around. And we've got Bijan in 4th place, Senior Fact then in 5th, Niki Lauda in that 6th place, and just nibbling away there at an opportunity, waiting in the wings, is Aya, who clearly has tremendous speed on the car. Let's ride just in chase cam with him then, and we try to find that opening. Look at the switchback from Aya. That's a beautiful run. Hard tyres though. I think Niki Lauda might be on a softer compound, and now he moves across to block the line into the next corner. Aya will try and run the outside, try and keep doing these switchback manoeuvres, but of course it's a longer way and a slower way of going racing. And there is the late move, and then a move under braking potentially from Niki Lauda. Doesn't want to resist here, and I wonder if Aya was enjoying that or not enjoying that, because that was certainly challenging. The sun is starting to set here at Watkins Glen. Aya has absolutely no problem from behind. At the moment, that's somebody hitting the wall. I think that's Bijan. Bijan just clattered the wall and has ducked out of it. Again, quick with the hazard lights there. Knew that he was losing time, and then Aya absolutely hitting Senior Fact, trying to take advantage of a bad situation there from Aya. There you saw, just in the foreground, the Buckstein car going wrong. And then here comes Aya trying to take advantage of a slow and an open gap, but unfortunately understeering badly into the Porsche, then getting a nudge in the rear for good measure. How badly damaged is the Porsche? Not at all, so that is good news at least. And you'll have to draw your own conclusions about that one for me in the live chat. I wonder what everybody will have an issue. So Biggerwood saying, comment with the blue. Yeah, okay. A penalty for Pat says, a penalty for Aya says Pat. He's quite happy to nail his colours to the mast initially. But Aya, that was, yeah, I mean, he didn't need to continue and take the position, but he may take the view that he's losing so much time behind these drivers that better to bump and run and get a penalty post-race than to actually get stuck behind them. Round the outside of car 38 goes Aya, and 1.8 seconds now away from P4's Niki Lauda. Flash is 4 seconds clear of Dummy. Flash on the medium tyres, running out of fuel. He's timed this one really well, so the fuel will burn off just as the medium tyres get into difficulty. And then Dummy on that long, hard stint right now, he'll then have to obviously switch to the medium tyres for the final portion of the race. I'm assuming Dummy lives in New York, because nobody loves New York as much as New Yorkers. And Niki Lauda in P3 now then, as Sock pits from what was 3rd or 4th at the time. And here comes Aya then, blotted his copybook slightly, for Kimi's racing team so far, but let's see if he can rescue a good result out of the race if possible. Bijan, 5th place, ahead of Senor Fak, and they have been close together all race. Ben Cox saying basically he's not a steward, but yeah, could well be a penalty for that one. Okay, you're here to give your opinion, Ben, so give away. But yes, I'm sure you'd rather be talking about driving style, technique, and things like that. So I will leave that to you. And down into the left-hander goes the Senor Fak and Bijan battle. This one looks like a lot of fun. Kicking out the dirt goes Komakopa in the background of this battle. Right now, down the inside goes Senor Fak once again. Senor Fak racing on the hard tyres. So is Bijan, but he stops slightly earlier, or at least is suffering a great deal more tyre wear. Is he going to leave that door open going into the heel? Yes, he is. But Fak didn't go for it. He's favouring a better run on the outside to keep the inside line for the next corner. Fascinating game of chess going on at 100 miles an hour as Flash now pits from the lead of the race on 2 litres of fuel only. So Flash has to go and get his tyre and fuel set for the end of the race. I don't know if the hards are going to last 28 minutes though. That is going to be quite a long stint, and it's going to be a slow stint as well potentially for Flash. Down on the brakes. Bijan is so late on the brakes compared to Senor Fak. At least that's my reading of things anyway. Let's join Senor Fak on board, shall we? And try and get an idea about where one driver is faster than the other. Certainly Fak has really good handling through the S's, and then Bijan is just doing everything right to hold him off at this stage. You really can't overtake from behind.
Nice job, boys.
Into the corner. I just got something. Oh, I just got Komakopa's voice in my ear. So you could probably hear Komakopa's voice through the stream as well, which is cool. I didn't realise that was going to happen. But yeah, weaving around there into the next corner. And just trying to find that window. Do so, Ben. Yeah, absolutely. You do whatever you can, and whatever whatever pearls of wisdom you've got in as your from whatever you can observe. We're very grateful that you're here. Senor Fak then chasing down car 89. Bijan, having raced him myself a lot. Bijan is a frighteningly quick and very tactical driver. So it may be that he knows he's at a disadvantage right now. And there you can see
27.
The traction disadvantage he has. As looking down the inside, a little shape. But again, it's not happening. Let's see what happens when they go. It is pit stop time then for the Buckstein car. So Bijan has to slow considerably down into the corner. As Arya then
and let us know the gap or something.
Back into second place, wondering, I think that's Komakopa talking with his teammate.
I think we're pretty far
I'm going to talk over it in case there are any teammates watching, but actually I don't think that Brokaga are giving anything particularly away at the moment with the keep it PG. Yep. Komakopa, did he swear? Oh dear. Okay, it's not going well at the moment.
Pushed me in the wall.
But yeah, I think he's just saying I got pushed in the wall. Let's have a look, shall we? I can't see where he is on track at the moment. 13th position. No damage on the car at this stage for Komakopa.
I pitted for medium after that to repair damage.
Dummy in P1, 12 seconds in the lead. Remember, on the hard tyres at this stage, can use the mediums later on. Now, Arya went for a second set of hards, not confident he could reach that second pit stop window. Would rather take 2 pit stops than 3 and use the hard tyres twice. But he's up against Dummy at this stage. He'll love the medium tyres later, but that 12-second deficit is genuine. So this is a deficit that Arya is going to have to make up again. Senor Fak in P3, having just put a lap on car 78. I forget without my
Ask Webbo in the chat, he will tell you.
This is where I'm trying to learn my car numbers. Well, it said 70 out the front and 38 on the back. So, yeah, I think we might need some work on the livery for Bro Cargo there for a moment. This is Dirtbag Larry. He's 23 seconds away. What is the gap for the guy ahead of Komakopa? I'm being asked. So that would put me at 12th position. Right. So Bijan is out of the pits. He has 21 seconds to Komakopa here. Mappy in 13th. P. Reeve might be the guy that you're talking about, Brayo. And then you can see, so you add 2.5 to 21.8, and I'm not good enough to do that on the fly. But we'll go back to Aya. Where is Flash right now? Flash is 5th, following Dirtbag Larry. Larry got him earlier on. Now it's time to get revenge for that move. Not in a bad way, but just in a way to take the place back. Flash with the Flash Gordon symbols on his helmet over the ears. You can just about make that out. There's a very small side window there for the Lamborghini. But here is Flash then closing in, and what 0.2 seconds.
Can you see his
Lewis
tires?
Saying thanks. I think with a little bit of team research going on there. No, that's fine. Diving down the inside we go with Flash with confidence on those new medium tyres and a really fairly straightforward overtake. Big tyre differential between the two drivers at this stage. Dirtbag Larry certainly no slouch at all. Very quick driver as well, and one of the neutral's favourite helmet designs that we've got out there. Let's try and get you a close-up of that helmet. We're not going to. I don't think we're going to have time to look through all of the liveries today, but we did that in the first race. Looks like Dinosaur has got a green and spotty Rexy style helmet on in his P6. This is a much better race for him, finishing near the back last time, but managing to get up to 6th place. Senior Fact pits then for what I imagine will be intended to be his final pit stop. Nicky Lauda in 7th. I'm getting there. Sandra, you've switched back to Arya's account somehow. Changed devices. Senior Fact comes out of the pits. There is Sock then in P8. His deficit to the lead, 40.3 seconds. He's got 4 seconds to Nicky Lauda's Buckerstein car. He's got 2.3 to Bijan's Nismo as well. So he is in between two Buckerstein cars. There's one and there's the other in P8. Red is running in P9 in the purple livery of Kimi's racing team. Very generous with their Webbo stickers on the cars actually as well. And then we've got Senior Fact fresh out of the pits, a 49-second deficit. Crazy stuff at the moment, but fresh on hard tyres, going to run 21, nearly 22 minutes on the hard tyre and a full-ish tank of fuel, ready to go to an end. And then you've got both Porsches then together. Now there's some damage on P. Reeves' car, front wing, front left suspension damage as well. That will only be repaired in the pit lane. It's gone very brand appropriate Delesi stripes on the helmet. Komakopa's been struggling. I mean, you'll know better than I because I'm not really watching the picture-in-picture view. But he's clearly been having a bit of a nightmare race here. So it does say 72 on the car. So the 38 must have been his teammate. Mappy is in 13th position. The drivers are asking me are asking their teammates to ask me what the gaps are because they're used to asking our AI engineer Hector. So that's what's happening. Uncle Pants at the back of the grid then. He is the number 38.
And I think they're done.
And his numbers are quite a bit easier to spot on there. And he's at back. 2 minutes 10 away. Back to dummy at the head of the circuit. Arya has closed that deficit. I mean, that's... Am I right? Was that 27 seconds the last time we looked at Arya? And it's 33. Now 14. Is that accurate? If that is absolutely astonishing from Arya. As I say, trying to wait for that medium tyre window now. I think comfortably he'll want to go to about 18 minutes to go, something along those lines. So a little bit crazy as Flash is on his own. Well, he was on his own but he's got the rearmost driver to put another lap on right now, and he passes him, just not wanting to get caught up in his pace or his issue. It was 13 before, says Renz. Thank you. Okay, I was obviously just missing that. It must have been on a pit stop sequence or something. That is Aya, and then Flash some further 7.5 seconds back. Then it's Nicky Lauda, and he is fighting with Dinosaur. So that's fantastic. We've got a great battle going on. Nicky Lauda, the Austrian driver, just besting Dinosaur through that sequence significantly. I mean, look at Dinosaur's front left again. Again, I'm going to suspect it's going to be difficult to get into the pit lane. Nicky Lauda making the pass, getting through, and now surely it's pit stop time. It's 19 minutes to go. I would imagine that the medium tyre window is open for them. Dinosaur crawling, going over the white line, the yellow line slightly there. Sock goes through. So does now Bijan, who featured higher up our grid earlier on. But Bijan chasing down Sock as Dinosaur pits. Will change tyres. We don't get an update on the tyre change until they exit the pit lane, sadly. But if he hasn't transgressed track limit, the pit lane entry line, I'm not quite sure how you do it, because I managed to do it in my practice quite often, and I'm not sure how these drivers are getting away with it at the moment, unless there's been a setting change that I'm unaware of. That is definitely a dodgy one for me. Let's have a look at Dinosaur momentarily then, try and catch him in the on the exit of the pit lane. Let's see, has he got a penalty? He hasn't got a penalty, folks. I think the pit lane entry penalty has been taken off, because I can't make any sense of this at all. Right, okay, back to Sock and Bijan then. It's right on with Bijan on the Apex cam. We haven't been able to enjoy this one for a little while, as we get quite a bit of motion going on. Chris is cheering on Kimmy's. Good to hear. Fantastic. And Stormborn Sandra has got her account back. This is good. There's an indicator going on Sock's car. Is he indicating that he's heading in towards the pit lane, or has he accidentally pressed that? It does happen. Dummy pits then from the lead of the race. It is pit stop time for the final stops for our drivers. I wonder are you trying to do this very, very late? Let's go Buckstein, says Yenk. Glad to see Yenk joining us as well. Haven't been on track with you for a long time yet, Yenk. We have to do something about that. So Bijan then running in that P6. Aya leads us. What's Aya's condition of his tyres looking like? Well, he's on his in-lap, I think. Looking at the fuel down here. 5.3 seconds his deficit, his gain, I should say, his lead to Flash. Flash also running low on fuel at this stage. Now we're going to argue about which team is better. Nice, okay. Flash has the fastest lap, a 1:47.337. And that is on lap 21. So very recently, low on fuel, good condition tyres. That's the deal going on. And then it is going to be a close one, I think, between Aya and Dummy. Dummy's deficit to the lead, 20.6 seconds. He's going quickly, but he's now caught Nicky Lauda in front, and that is going to arrest his progress. He really wanted to find a better gap to pit out of and be able to go at this at his own pace. I think this is going to be a difficult one for him. Now, Nicky, this is 4th position right now. He has every right to fight over this, but I have to say, it's a hiding to nothing, and he is just slowing one person's race down to no advantage to either himself or his team. This is just, I'm not going to say spite, but it's a little bit like spite holding him up here, because I'm sure he's heading into the pits. Dummy on fresh tyres. He's gone for the hard tyres, actually, Dummy. Not too confident reaching the end. So yeah, I'm just being told about the sound by my race director as well. So yeah, understood. We've done what we can. I'm worried that it's my capture card has got a little bit hot and bothered. Everything's reading as normal to me on my screen, so and in my ear even. So very, very strange. Anyway, Dummy, 21 seconds. He's now lost a further second to Aya and Flash. I think that is within the pit stop window. Surely Aya is headed towards the pit lane now. He hung out an extra lap than I thought he might. Sock in as well on the mediums. This is Flash on his medium tyres. I think now they will be running another set of mediums to a finish. I'll tell you what I can try is a sound adjustment here. Let's try and switch. Nope, that's not going to work. Right, apologies. Okay, so just can't seem to get it to work. But anyway, that is Komakopa in the pits, picture in picture, and Flash running. We've got Bijan behind Dummy now. And I think the problem is for Dummy is that the drivers in front of him have left it so late to pit that they will be coming in for medium tyres. In they come then. I think both drivers can use the mediums. I'm fairly certain that that Aya used 2 sets of hards to start with, to start this race. What I am going to try is one more fix here. Let me see what I can do before you get you some proper sound while we wait for that pit stop to happen. Yeah, I think that was a bad move. I'm getting some sound through my ear, but just not much of anything at all. Yeah, definitely shouldn't have done what I just did. Okay, Dummy is leading us right now. Let me try and minimise things. Just trying to get you what you need for the race. I'm just hoping that I can pick this back up again without restarting the stream, because that didn't work. No. Okay. Sorry, folks. I think it's going to be a stream restart to get you what you need. That shouldn't have failed that way. Back to radio commentary, says Rents. Well, I don't want to miss out 12 whole minutes of this. So let me just close this down, restart, and hopefully, well, whatever happens, we will run it to a finish from that point. So apologies, folks. We'll be back for you momentarily.